What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Locker Room Rant. Nick, what's going on?
Tony's a little under the weather, so we're going to be kind of doing this as a duo today. So there's no one to moderate me and John's fights.
Oh, I'm moderating these fights. I will take you out faster than I brought you in. Hey, what are you drinking over there, Nick?
I'm going with one of the old standards, the Busch apple. Busch Light apple.
I'm going with some Great Lakes Burning River. Can't wait. Excited. So listen, week 17, bro. We've got some news. We lost a legend, John Madden. Listen, go ahead, brother. Speak your piece. Tell me about John Madden, how you felt and what he did to you.
Yeah, like this is. I said this before.
Damn it.
Getting old is kind of it sucks, man. And this is one of the reasons why it sucks. Like, people are just people that you like looked up to. They're gonna go at some point in time, and we're getting to that age where people are starting to go at a much more rapid rate than before. John Madden was, honestly, if you really look at the NFL and even sports, he may have been the most influential person in the NFL's history. When he was a great coach, but also like when a lot of people don't realize that, like, in the 70s and 80s, like when we were growing up, like you were kind of privileged to have like cable television. And what's going on, Gary? Jerry,
good to have you. But Jerry, that's Jerry, not Gary. Nick.
Gary. So yeah, a lot of people don't realize when you were growing up in that time, you're kind of privileged to have a TV. Definitely privileged to have cable. And when John Madden first started out as a broadcaster, that was when TV started to take off, and John Madden was kind of the guy that kind of ushered in the NFL to new heights of popularity. Like I said, he was a great coach, but a lot of people don't remember him. Like my age, we weren't around when he was coaching. But he was definitely that guy in the broadcast. Monday Night Football was him and Pat Summerall. Pat Summerall was the news guy, and John Madden was the color guy, and they worked beautifully together. And when John Madden Football, the video game, came out, that was just every kid had to have it, and it continues to be a game that every kid has to have. It might be the most. I don't know for sure. It might be. It's definitely probably the most successful sports franchise of all time when it comes to video games, but it might even be the most successful franchise in video game history. I don't know if maybe Final Fantasy or like Mario or anything competes with it or not, but
I mean, it's an EA Sports title, so naturally, it's probably the most prolific of that.
Yeah.
In the EA Sports lineup, Madden is a name that lives on through, generation after generation, just because one of the highlights of sports games. So
yeah, he was just synonymous with the NFL, and it's a big loss because, I mean, he hasn't been in the limelight for a little bit. I don't know how long he had been sick. If he was sick, I really didn't delve too much in what he died from or not. But the guy was he was up there in age. But yeah, John Madden's just a name that every kid knows, and he's going to be on the Mount Rushmore if he's not on the pinnacle of the NFL, of people in the NFL that were important. And it's a huge loss. I'm sure he seemed like a very well-intentioned and good man too. So everyone seemed to love him. You rarely get. We were watching ESPN for a little bit, and you rarely get when somebody passes away that they just devote the whole time to him. So that right there tells you exactly how much he meant to sports, not just the NFL, but sports in general.
When did he retire after the Raiders Super Bowl? What was that? 1978.
Like I said,
I believe he went.
He didn't have. He went. He wasn't a coach for very long. He did have a very good record. It was like 100 and some wins to 30 losses.
10 years. It was he coached for 10 years.
Yeah.
I just 16 Academy Awards in broadcasting, bro. The guy was a comedian. I mean, he was hilarious. So funny.
He really didn't try to be hilarious, though. He was just being himself.
Yeah, really. But he was just. But I mean, he did commercials. I mean, they were, he was a comedian. He was a comedian of a sort, right? I mean, just the voice that I remember in the 90s, bro, being a young kid. I mean, now naturally we were young, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, so we didn't get to enjoy him at his peak, right?
But I think we did enjoy him at his peak. I think his peak probably was like in the late 80s to like 2000.
Right, but I mean, we were 10 years old, Nick. I mean, we really didn't get to wrap our head around John Madden. We didn't get to pick up on all the,
like I said, his peak was like from like 80, 88 to like 2000. So we got a large chunk of his prime.
Yes, but how much of his prime did you really absorb? Like you, the 9-year-old boy, what do you remember of John Madden? I just remember that voice, that broad, that loud, just the tone. Like I'll never forget it. But I mean, I didn't get to enjoy the 70s and 80s of John Madden.
Well, John Madden,
we were just kids, bro.
John Madden was a coach in the 70s, and like I said, we don't know much about. Like, I mean, I'm sure we could look it up and stuff, and be the historian of that. But like, we didn't remember him as a coach by any means.
No, we didn't
remember him as the broadcaster, and I don't think you need to like when you say like I don't remember much of him. I think you do. You say that's that voice. That voice is what made John Madden. That voice is what you remember. It's a very distinct memory. So you're gonna. I mean, don't discount that.
I guess I just wish I paid more attention. You know what I mean? Like, I do understand that the last broadcast game that he when he was in the booth was versus the Super Bowl with the Steelers versus Arizona. I guess I don't know, dude. I just didn't pay attention enough, right? John Madden, the broadcaster, or John Madden, the video game. Like most people are going to tell you, like I know of him from the video game franchise, right? I mean,
that's not a bad thing. You know?
No, but I believe like he brought more to television.
That's a high achievement.
Well, that's because
he made color commentary really popular. Like, I don't think before John Madden, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but I don't think before John Madden, color commentary was really like that necessary or even that big of a thing. After John Madden started doing color commentary, like I said, Pat Summerall was the news guy. He was the broadcaster. He had the broadcast.
Right.
But after John Madden, everyone was trying to get their color guy. So, and it goes through all sports too. Every NBA game you have has a color guy. Every baseball game that you watch has a color guy. I'm sure every hockey game that you watch has a color guy. Every soccer game you watch has a color guy. John Madden's really the guy that made that popular because he's talking X's and O's and among other things during the game while Summerall's calling the game. So
I mean, John Madden just had an emphasis, bro. He could emphasize a player. Like, you really stood out if John Madden was talking about you. Like, he just emphasized your name, your attributes, your successes. I just remember, like,
I think
that voice stands out in my mind.
I think he's a guy who really genuinely loved the game of football.
Oh,
and
no.
he could appreciate great play when it happens. And he knew football. So he could also talk about it, So like I said, he from all accounts, he lived a very good life. He lived maybe not as long of a life as you would really want somebody to live, but he lived a decently long life. For what he accomplished in his career, you got to say he went out on top.
Oh, without a doubt, dude. He was 85 years old, bro. I mean, he had
That's the
He
best.
had a hell of a run. I watched some of the NFL Network today, and I saw his a small tidbit of his Hall of Fame induction, and he was like, he said that this was like being carried off the field again one last time. Being up there, receiving his, just it was awesome, man. Really made the hairs on my arm stand up. It was a great feeling. I guess I wish I paid more attention, to the man, and I don't know. Today, just watching it over and over again and hearing, former players or seeing their just seeing the quarterback of the Raiders. What was his name? Start with an S.
Stram.
I think I can't remember.
Gosh darn it.
Stable.
Stabler. Ken Stabler.
Stabler. There you go. I don't know, bro. It was a good special, man. It was good today. I think today was really all about John Madden. It was pretty awesome.
Interesting note about John Madden. I'm not sure if anyone talked about this, but John Madden had an intense fear of flying. So every game he went to, he went by bus.
Yeah, he'd get there before the players, right?
Yeah, I mean, it would take him a lot longer, but he would get there. He never took a plane. But yeah, I said, he went out on top, and rest in peace, John Madden.
For sure, man. Look, let's move on. Let's move on to this week's picks, bro.
Do you want to move on to the picks or talk about the teams first?
All right, talk about teams. Talk about your Browns. Tell me all about it, man. You guys are hanging on by a hair, bro.
We're hanging on by a hair. If I were to put a percentage on whether or not they're going to make the playoffs, it'd be a toss-up right now. It'd be a 50-50 toss-up. They need a couple things to happen, but honestly, I think those things are going to happen, and I think it's really going to be up to them on whether or not they make the playoffs. So they'll win the AFC North if this happens. If the Ravens play the Chiefs, the Chiefs have to beat the Bengals. So if the Chiefs beat the Bengals, the Ravens lose one of their next games. It could be against the Steelers, or it could be against, I think they play the Rams.
Yeah.
They lose one of those games, and the Browns win out against the Steelers and Bengals. They win the AFC North.
I mean, Jesus. It's possible, bro.
I mean, the Browns, first and foremost, they're going to have to win out. I think they can win out. I think they're getting back. They're going to be mostly healthy. They're still obviously not having Conklin, and there's a huge kick in the nuts for them. But they're going to get Wills back. He'll be completely healthy. They're going to get Kareem Hunt back. He'll be I don't know the status of his ankle, but I think he'll be pretty much completely healthy. They're gonna be fairly healthy for these next two games, and I think they can win them. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't be able to beat the Bengals when they beat them before, and I don't see any reason why they shouldn't beat the Steelers. I think the Steelers are not a good team. So they are playing at Pittsburgh, so that's kind of not necessarily the greatest thing, but they still should beat them. They should beat those teams. The Chiefs have to beat the Bengals, and I think they should beat the Bengals. I think the Chiefs are kind of rolling. I know I was down on them for a little bit, but they're kind of rolling right now. And I think the Ravens.
It's a good matchup.
Yeah,
the Bengals Chiefs matchup. They match up very well, and I think it's going to be I think it could be maybe the game of the week, bro.
I think the Ravens should lose to the Rams. So if the Browns handle their business, they should win the AFC North. But like I said, anything could happen. The Bengals could beat the Chiefs, and the Ravens could beat the Rams. Things like that could happen. As far as the wild card goes, I don't think that necessarily looks good for them. I think they kind of have to win the AFC North. because there's 3 teams get the wild card. It's going to be one of Buffalo and New England. Whoever wins that. Miami's ahead of the Browns right now. Tennessee or Indy, that's one of them, and either LA or Las Vegas. So I think their easiest route is to win the North.
Yeah. No, Eduardo, Tony's he's feeling a bit under the weather, brother. So we decided that the show must go on. But he'll be all right. He's getting over a bug. He'll be fine.
As far as the big elephant in the room with the Browns, it's Baker Mayfield. Listen, that performance against the Packers was inexcusable. I don't care if you're hurt or you're not hurt. I understand he is hurt, and it's hard to play through an injury. I know it's his non-throwing arm, but it is a torn labrum nonetheless. He has to wear a harness. That being said, it's inexcusable to throw four interceptions. Inexcusable. You're the reason the team lost. And it really annoys me when Baker doesn't say, I'm the reason we lost. Like, own up to it. Own up to it.
Vince.
You're the reason why we lost. Okay?
Vince, you aren't kidding, bro. It's like Jimmy G 2.0.
Your defense played. No, he's not. Your defense played excellent. They held Aaron Rodgers to, Aaron Rodgers still scored in the 20s. I forget what the exact score was. But, you held him to that amount of points, and you even stopped him on his final drive and set yourself up with a 2-point deficit that you could have led down, kick a field goal. They might have missed the field goal because they had a kicker off the street, but I'm fine if you lose that way. But to lose by throwing an interception on your final drive, you have to win a final drive. You haven't won very many of those. You have to actually do that. I'm not asking you to win every single one, but you got to win one. You got to win 2. You got to win 3. So that's the case. They said they're bringing in a quarterback for competition next year. Bring them. I hope he beats them out.
Who are they going to bring?
There's been talk that they might go after Rodgers. There's been talk that they might go after Deshaun Watson if he clears things. If they go after Derek Carr's going to be a free agent next year. I'm not opposed to it. Derek Carr has proven that he can lead his team on final drives. I don't think he's necessarily great, but all I need you to do is be able to do that.
Dude, I told you a long time ago that I was never sold on Baker Mayfield. And you argued this to me, and you told me that this is – how many chances do I have to give him? You told me that it was coaching. All right, I made an exception, bro.
Well,
what are you doing over there? The fucking worm?
Yeah, it's scratching my back. It's driving me crazy.
Yo, hold on a minute. Vince, Eduardo, the reason why I say that Baker and Jimmy are similar is because neither one takes accountability at the podium. And they happen to lose games for their teams, bro. And in this very similar fashion. Jimmy threw 2 picks and Baker threw 4.
No, but here's the difference.
I'm not talking about performance. I'm talking about the way they handle themselves when they do not take accountability for their actions.
Yeah, but I don't think Jimmy has to take accountability as much as you want him to. Like, it's okay. He had a bad game last week. He threw 2 picks. Not 4, 2.
It was almost 3. It could have been 4.
Second of all,
Jimmy makes poor decisions, Nick.
Second of all, Jimmy's led you guys on game-winning drives. And even if he hasn't won those games, even if he hasn't won a lot of those drives, he still took you down the field. He still led you on a drive that should have been a game-winning drive against the Packers. And he took you on a drive that just came a little bit short. Baker Mayfield came a little bit short. Granted, he didn't need a touchdown, but if he did and he came a little bit short, I can live with that. But what I can't live with that is you have 1 minute and 40 left and you throw an interception on your 30-yard line. That's what I can't live with.
Okay.
Jimmy treats you guys good. Baker does not treat me good.
Well, look at it this way.
I'm not even opposed. Actually, I'm not even opposed for the Browns to go after Jimmy.
You can have Jimmy. Maybe he will. Maybe he'll do better for Stefanski than he does in the system with Kyle. I don't know. But at the end of the day, go after Jimmy. Go ahead. And you'll see the limitations and some of the deficiencies. And God forbid it holds you back.
I don't expect the perfect quarterback. I would like to see the Browns improve their defense, make that defense dominant, and have a guy like Jimmy that can run an efficient offense. I don't need him.
Yes, Jerry, I agree. I agree. He makes bonehead decisions. And look, Nick, for everything to fall perfectly for the Browns, if you're anything like me, man, you don't rely on anyone for anything.
Well, the Niners, that's not the situation you live. That's not the situation we live in. So now we have to rely on some things to happen.
Yes. We have to beat the Texans, and we need New Orleans to lose to Carolina. And I don't know that Carolina can beat New Orleans, even if they're banged up, COVID. I know versus Miami, they were missing like 18 to 20 players or something. I think it was something crazy. Going up against Carolina, I don't know that Carolina can do us a favor. So Jimmy fucking blew the game for us. He blew it. He shouldn't have lost. He should not have thrown the picks that he did, because those decisions he made were poor. He overthrows people, bro. And that to me, you know what? I'd rather you fucking throw the ball and at least give your receivers an opportunity. Give Georgia, throwing to George Kittle in between three players, getting him sandwiched and pancaked and everything else, bro. It's fucking bullshit, bro. Throw the fucking ball where these guys can catch it. Stop throwing these moon balls over their head. It's a fucking joke.
He has trust in Kittle. I'm not gonna say that Jimmy had a good game last time. He didn't. But the fact of the matter is that was really only the second loss that you could put on Jimmy all year. That was literally only the second loss you could put on Jimmy all year, in my opinion.
Yeah, Vince, we could, but I don't know. I don't know. Can we beat the Rams one more time? Kyle seems to have McVay's number. I don't know, bro. Maybe we can go 2-0, but I'd prefer, to beat Houston. I'd like to see Carolina beat New Orleans and make the game versus, the Rams a little bit more manageable. I don't know how you miss Juice. I don't know how you miss Juice. I don't. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like those mistakes essentially cost us the game. So, I mean, where do we go from here? Jerry, your question is Lance ready? I hear that he's doing well against the defense. I hear that he's tearing them up, but then again, so is everybody else we play, right? So, what gives? I'm ready for Trey Lance, though. I'm all for Trey Lance right now, guys. I'm ready to go. I want to see Trey. And I said it. I'm ready to take all the bumps and bruises along the way. And I know the fan base is going to have a hard time. Adjusting to that. But the problem with a quarterback controversy is that the franchise, the fan base, we're torn down the middle. We have Jimmy supporters, we have Trey supporters.
Are you guys really torn down the middle? Because I don't hear a lot of Jimmy's support.
Oh, I mean, there's a lot of people that support Jimmy, and I have no problem with that. They have every right to support the quarterback that they want. But at the end of the day, don't take anything away from Trey Lance, because he deserves a shot too. And if he throws a pick here and if he throws a pick there, they're going to go nuts. They're going to say he sucks. He's unprepared. He's not this. He's not that. We know he's a raw talent. We know that he hasn't got the reps that the other rookies in the class have. But that doesn't mean that, we don't. I mean, Shanahan was talking about implementing him in, versus Green Bay. We drove all the way down the field, and then he put Trey in, right? Down there in the goal line, I mean, we haven't done it since.
It didn't work out well.
Why not? I think he scored on that drive.
I don't think so.
Okay, nonetheless, bro, what can Trey Lance do that Jimmy can't? Or I'm sorry, what can Trey Lance do that Jimmy can't, bro? Like, he can throw the ball, he can dink and dunk.
I don't know if he can. I mean,
he has a better arm than Jimmy, bro.
He does. I mean, that's inexcusable. But there's a lot of quarterbacks that have a better arm than Jimmy. There's a lot of quarterbacks on the sidelines that have a better arm than Jimmy. There's a lot of quarterbacks that are not in the NFL right now that have a better arm than Jimmy. Having a big arm is not the only thing that matters when you're a quarterback. The fact of the matter is Jimmy is able to conduct an offense. Yeah, it's dink and dunk, but maybe that's what they want is dink and dunk. You know?
Yeah, maybe because they know that he really can't deliver the ball.
With a dink and dunk offense, Tom Brady ran a dink and dunk offense for the first 5-6 years of his career, and you know what? It allowed them to control the clock and allowed their dominant defense to be fresh all the time. So maybe that's what they want. When you have like I said, I'm not going to criticize Trey Lance because I don't think the kid's got an opportunity yet. So you can't really criticize him. And he's young. He's a rookie. You wouldn't criticize him just like you wouldn't criticize Justin Fields or you wouldn't criticize Josh Wilson. Wilson. He looks terrible, Zach Wilson. And Trevor Lawrence looks like dog shit too. But Peyton Manning also looked like dog shit when he was in his first year too. You know, you got to give these guys time to develop before you realize what kind of true product, which is why I gave Baker Mayfield time to develop. I figured, is he going to get better? He seemed to have got better. This year he didn't seem to get better. So I don't think he's ever going to be really good. So that's that. But you got to give these guys time because they're not going to win Super Bowls right off rip. Very few quarterbacks do. And very few quarterbacks, even if they do win a Super Bowl off rip, very few quarterbacks are the reason why their teams win Super Bowls off rip. Ben Roethlisberger wasn't the reason his team won a Super Bowl right off rip. Tom Brady wasn't the reason why his team won a Super Bowl right off rip. You know, they had dominant defenses. And in Ben's case, he had a great run game.
I think 49er fans are just tired of Jimmy's deficiencies, bro. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and bash the guy, but I'm at the end of the day, like, yes, you have a quick release. Yes, you can QB sneak. Yes, you execute the 2-minute offense. But at the end of the day, bro, we're 8-7.
Yeah.
And they were winnable games. And they're not all on Jimmy. And I will not blame Jimmy for everything that the Niners have done wrong this season.
I feel like
the game that mattered the most, he blew it against Tennessee, bro. He fucking blew it.
Yeah,
that really fucking hurts. You're an 8-year veteran, bro. Like, deliver. Be consistent. Consistency shouldn't be your problem, bro. You should be able to be consistent at this point in your career. And, the only thing he's been consistent.
I think he's a lot more consistent than you give him credit for, though. Like, he's more good than he is bad. Like, he was bad last game. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. He was bad last game. But he's really only had 2 bad games this whole season. 2 bad games out of 15 games. It's not that.
Nick, though, my problem.
2 bad games out of 14 or 13 and a half games.
Yes, but the problem is that he leaves so much on the field, bro. When some of the other podcasters here on YouTube, when they break down the tape, they see so much that Jimmy left on the field.
But
there are people open, bro.
But what Jimmy leaves on the field, you're not counting for the fact that maybe another quarterback might leave what Jimmy gives you on the field.
But Jimmy favors the check down and the slant in between the bro. He is throwing fucking darts. He's throwing darts to George Kittle, who's shadowed by a fucking linebacker, and he's looking that linebacker right in the eyes. It's bullshit. But at the same time, he can't make the throws that other quarterbacks can. Tannehill can make the big throws. Jimmy can't.
I don't think Tannehill has a fantastic arm, John.
Well, he has a better arm than Jimmy, in my opinion.
He might have a better arm than Jimmy. But I mean, Tannehill doesn't have a absolute cannon out there.
But why does Tannehill put his team in position to win?
I mean, does he really? I mean,
he makes the throws.
I mean,
Jimmy doesn't make some of the throws, Nick.
I mean, I think a lot of Tannehill's success has relied on Derrick Henry running the ball for 200 yards a game.
Okay, but with Derrick Henry out, they're winning the games they have to win. I mean, they lost a few. I
mean, the Titans.
But I think AJ Brown was on IR for, I don't know, 3 weeks.
Yeah,
maybe 4.
Okay.
And I mean, look, they got him back, and he's like, they used him the way that we use Debo, and it seemed like he was dominating our secondary, which wasn't very hard to do. But at the same time, they just made more plays, and Jimmy left a lot on the fucking field. And the shit that Jimmy left on the field were the very plays that we needed to win the game. So I don't know what to tell you.
So over the last couple games, we'll go over the last 6 games. You know, the Titans snuck one out against the Saints. The Titans lost against the Texans. Titans got shellacked against the Patriots. They beat the Jags. They lost against the Steelers. And they just beat you guys. I mean, I wouldn't consider those dominating performances by Tannehill.
I'm not saying they have to be dominating performances. I'm just saying
I think Tannehill's right in that ballpark of Jimmy, Baker, and Garoppolo. I don't think Tannehill's any better than them.
But I mean, if you're gonna rank them, Tannehill, Baker, and Jimmy are kind of like, bro. I don't know. Baker still has a better arm than Jimmy, in my opinion.
Baker has a better arm than both of them.
Okay, but I mean, 2 of them have the height that Baker doesn't.
Baker actually has the best.
What's up, Izzy? Tony's not feeling very well today, so he's going to sit this one out. Nick and I haven't had a show, so we decided we'd get on here, knock out the Week 17 picks, talk a little bit about the Browns and the Niners, and obviously pay tribute to John Madden. Yes, we are happy for Havoc. I'm happy for Havoc, but then at the same time, I'm not happy for Havoc because he thanked me for Jimmy giving him the game.
Izzy, how are you happy for Havoc? When your team plays somebody else's team, you're ruthless. You want their team to get obliterated off the standing boards.
I mean, look, at this point, it's hindsight, right? But I mean, dude, listen, I still think Tannehill's a better quarterback than Jimmy. They're similar, but they're different, right? I mean, Tannehill, I believe, can make the throws that Jimmy can. And I mean that's really what it comes down to, bro. Like,
he may be able to do that a little better.
I think he can read the field a little better.
I think what Tannehill brings more to the table is a little bit more athleticism than the other 2. And he's a bigger quarterback, and he has a little bit more speed.
Shots fired, bro. You spiteful bastard, you.
You know what? This world's a mean and nasty place, Izzy. And unless you're going to get as mean and nasty as the world is, then it's hard to survive. That's why it's a survivor right here, because I'm a mean, nasty son of a bitch.
Oh, okay. You're a nut job. Look, let's move on, bro. Let's get on these picks, bro.
All right, let's go.
We got the Raiders and we got the Colts. What you got?
I'm not a big believer in the Raiders. I think the Colts will win, and I think they'll probably cover that spread.
Yeah, I got the Colts to cover it also.
Yeah. The Browns should have beat the Raiders if they didn't have everyone on freaking COVID reserved, and also the fact that the Raiders had nobody on COVID reserve, and the fact that the Browns just decided to play prevent defense and let the Raiders go on a game-winning drive.
You didn't give Nick Mullins a chance, bro. The Browns were very conservative with Nick.
I think
they didn't let him.
Nick Mullins did well. I think Nick Mullins did just fine, and I think Nick Mullins did what he had to do. He scored what should have been the game-winning drive. What the Browns did was they left the gas off the pedal, which is what Joe Woods does all the time. It drives me freaking crazy. You can let the foot off the pedal when you're up by 21 points. Don't let the foot off the pedal when you're up by 2.
They really didn't. They really did play pretty far off. The final drive that the Raiders did score that field goal on, it was kind of strange, right? Because they gave up everything in front of the secondary, bro. They let them enjoy the middle of the field, bro. They chopped it up.
Yeah.
The Browns could not do shit. They didn't even press. They didn't even press coverage on any of their receivers. It's kind of fucked up. Mm-hmm. But I thought. Oh wait, Wentz is on COVID-19 protocol. So I don't know, bro. I still think that the Colts can beat the Raiders regardless.
I think the Colts can beat the Raiders regardless too.
Maybe not to take. Maybe that changes my take on the 7.5. Maybe they don't cover, but at the same time, they're gonna run the ball down their fucking throat, which is something that the Browns try to do with Nick Chubb. They tried to. They did, but it wasn't enough. They really didn't put the ball in Nick Mullins' hands enough to really pull it off. I thought that they should have let Nick Mullins throw more than he did.
They definitely should have let him throw on that third down. That was preposterous. What they tried to do. They tried to have Nick Chubb gain 3 yards when they knew they were going to Nick Chubb.
Yeah, they really did. They stacked the box against Nick Chubb, and they expected him to get 3 yards. I saw that. That was
that's when you throw a reverse at somebody with shorts and have him just run his ass off and get that 3 yards, and then you could freaking kneel it.
Yes, Izzy, he was gone too because of COVID as well. Yes. But I thought for sure, though, I mean, the game plan was pretty obvious, right? I mean, you're going to run the ball with Chubb, and you're going to let Nick Mullins throw. At least you should have. I really do believe that this was a winnable game, and Mullins could have delivered.
Another thing is, I don't think your head coach being there is as important as people think it is. Stefanski wasn't there because Stefanski wasn't there when we beat Pittsburgh in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I believe that. I mean, I believe there's communication between your interim coach and your head coach, right? I mean, the game plan is pretty obvious, right? They're going to discuss this stuff. They're going to talk.
I'm sure they can call each other and just devise a plan before the game, but I don't think they're allowed to call each other like mid-game. I don't think he's calling like Stefanski.
No,
like, hey,
no.
Kevin, what do we do here? It's third down.
No, jackass. I didn't say they're making in-game calls, bro. I'm talking about preparation.
Yeah, I don't think
the interim coach knew exactly what the game plan was going into it.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, they were too conservative with Nick Mullins. They should have let Mullins throw more, and they didn't. Essentially, it cost them at the end of the game. As far as Woods and his defensive schemes, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know what's happening there. Who's your secondary coach?
He seems that I don't know.
Well, you should. At the end of the day,
no, I don't. I need to know the defensive coordinator, the offensive coordinator, and the head coach. That's the only people I need to know. I don't even know the running backs coach. I just know he's got a sweet beard.
Okay.
I don't need to know. And I know Bill Callahan because Bill Callahan's a legendary offensive line coach.
Hold on a minute, bro. Enough of you for a second. Let me mute you for a minute. Yes, Izzy, this is a new hoodie. I got it from my sister-in-law and my brother for Christmas, along with some other nice gifts. Shout out to those guys for dressing me up in my Niners apparel. I love it. You could talk now.
No, I'm just saying, like those guys, while they matter, it really doesn't matter. What matters is the personnel you have on the field and what the main coaches are doing. And
okay. At the end of the day, I just think that you guys played very conservative defense. I thought the secondary played.
That's what I'm talking about.
You played this lax coverage. You didn't press. You didn't do shit. You just watched the Raiders drive down the field and set themselves up for a nice, sweet field goal, bro. That's all there is to it.
Joe Woods seems to think that a 2-point lead is insurmountable.
I like Joe Woods. I thought he was a great secondary coach at San Francisco. I think you're just gonna live with the bumps and bruises along the way, bro. This is new for him. What, second year?
I don't care if it's new for him. It doesn't have to be new for you to totally realize that putting pressure on the quarterback in this day and age is kind of the only thing that works. Okay. I have never been a defensive coordinator, and I know that.
Okay, you ready to go on to this Giants versus Bears, bro?
Did you ever make what was your thing on the last one?
I'm going to take the Colts now that Wentz is out for whatever for the COVID-19 protocol, whatever is going on with him. I don't have them covering, but I do have them winning.
Okay.
Giants versus Bears.
This is a shit show. I'll take the Bears not to cover. And the reason is just because the Bears are bad and I don't expect them to cover. But the Giants are also pretty terrible and I don't expect them to win. So that's kind of where I'm going with it.
Dude, this game is fucking lousy. I wish I had some sound effects so that I could just tell you how lousy it is. Instead, this game here, I'm going to take the Bears to cover. I know the Giants have a pretty good defense, but right now, at the end of the day, this shitbag Nagy, I can't stand Matt Nagy, bro. I can't stand him. He bothers me to death. I think he is the downfall of that team. I'm going to take the Bears. I'm going to take them to cover. Let's move this along. Wait, hold on. Let me check the comments here. Yes, Izzy, thank you so much. It isn't a lovely gift. I appreciate it. It was, I love it. I love it. Bears under. Jerry's got the Bears. Bears win even if Dalton or Foles, the New York Giants, is a shit show worse with Kitchens than Garrett.
By the way, John, I want you to refer to him as his proper name, Charles Nagy.
I'm not going to call him Charles Nagy because that's not his fucking name. That's a name that you and Tony, adopted for this guy. I go by real names. His name's Matt Nagy, and he's a sucky, shitty ass coach.
It's a hell of a picture, Charles Nagy.
Okay, you live with that, bro. Tony loves it too. Tony, the same thing. Charles Nagy, bro. You guys are goofy. Let's see. Let's move along, bro. Buccaneers versus the Jets. 13.5, bro.
Yeah, Bucks are going to kill him. It's not even really worth talking about.
Yeah. But Godwin's got a torn ACL, and I believe what's his face is injured too, right? Or is he on COVID-19?
Mike Evans. No, Mike Evans probably going to be injured the next 2-3, like the next 1 or 2 games.
Okay. But so are you going to take them 13.5? Are you giving them 13.5?
I'll take them 13.5. Yeah, I think the Jets are terrible and they're not going to be able to win.
I agree. I just don't know that without two of their best weapons that you're going to get it done. It could be the Brady Gronk show. Leonard Fournette, is he healthy?
That doesn't even really matter, honestly. They got Ronald Jones and
Fournette.
Rashawn Vaughn.
I don't know, bro. I'm not going to take the 13.5 because I think it's too much. They've lost too much. I will take the Bucks to win, but I do not have them to cover.
Okay. Well, I'm having them covered. So
good for you. Falcons versus the Bills, bro. Now Tony's Bills they've been inconsistent to say the least, right? Mm-hmm. What do you say, bro? Are you going to take 14 to cover?
I'm not. I have a weird feeling about that. I think the Bills are going to win, but I have a feeling the Falcons are going to make it a little closer than is comfortable. I actually see this being like a 3 to 5 point victory by the Bills.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bills. I don't have them covering either. What about the chat, you guys? Give me some picks, man. Tell me, Falcons, Bills. Do you guys have them covering? What's Tony going to say? You think Tony's going to take him to cover?
So Bills
in a bloodbath. 42-10.
He's not a believer in those Falcons. Neither am I, but I feel like they're better than we give them credit for. I feel like the Falcons are the best of the shitty teams.
I feel like Josh Allen tries to force the ball to Stephon Diggs far too much. And I believe it's hurt them in a sense. Outside of that, though, I think Beasley is really going to be my stud in fantasy and DraftKings this week. I can tell you that right now. I have this dude for sure. Izzy says Falcons come out hard. That Jags win happened. Sorry, Tony. Yes, that was disheartening. That was really, really shitty. Fucked up. But I don't know, Nick. I don't think they cover. I think 14 is too much. But let's see, we'll find out, right? Next game up.
We'll find out.
Eagles versus Washington football team, bro.
I don't know what to make of Washington football team.
They just got the shit kicked out of them by Dallas.
On paper, they're terrible. On paper, they suck. But then they make these games competitive. They even win some games they shouldn't. And then they'll get blown out. It doesn't make sense. They're the most inconsistent thing I've ever seen. Is Sirianni gone again?
I think he is, actually.
If Sirianni's gone, the Eagles will win because Sirianni sucks. So I'll take the Eagles to cover.
Tony, bro, we hate that you're injured too, buddy. We need you back here, buddy. This show is without sound effects. We're a little flat, bro. And Nick's holding his own. I mean, he's doing a pretty good job.
He's on the COVID reserve list. He's on protocols. We don't know if he has it yet. He's got to have a couple negative tests before he comes back.
And there goes Tony's discretion out the fucking window. Nick and the Daily Planet, you motherfucker.
He's gonna have a couple negative tests before he comes back to the show.
Look, dude, I really want Washington to beat the Eagles because I kind of feel like we don't really need them to in this playoff picture right now in the scenarios. I thought that we did need Washington to beat them, but I think right now it's really the Niners either win Houston and the Rams game, or we beat Houston and, like I said, New Orleans loses to Carolina for the Niners to lock up a spot. At the end of the day, dude, I do have the Eagles beating Washington, but I don't know by how much. Hi, honey. But I don't know by how much.
It's not a HIPAA violation because I am no way in shape or form in any part of your care team.
I'm sure it's a HIPAA violation of some sort. I mean, it should be. And you're on camera, so it's obvious and it's evident that you're out here talking nonsense.
And also Izzy, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but my internet's been fantastic because I've upgraded the shit out of it. My internet is I could talk to aliens on the Mars right now.
Oh, you can talk to aliens on Mars. Great. That's great. Yes, Nick mortgaged. He took a second mortgage on his house just to get his internet satisfactory. Hi, honey. What can I do for you? You have some input on the Eagles Washington football game? Huh? What are you telling me? You're going to take a shit on the carpet? Fantastic. Mm-hmm. Hey, look, at the end of the day, Sirianni or not, the Eagles are probably going to beat the Washington football team. I would like the Washington football team to beat the Eagles, but I think that the Eagles are going to come back here. I don't know. Maybe Washington's embarrassed after that fucking shit show against Dallas because they got the shit kicked out of them. Did you watch it?
Yeah. They got destroyed.
Terrible. Moving on, bro. This game right here, game of the week, in my opinion. Chiefs versus the Bengals. Two very evenly matched up teams. I think this is this is
I don't
like,
think they're evenly matched up, John. I think the Chiefs are obviously the much better team. They have an established star quarterback where the Bengals have an up and coming star quarterback. The Chiefs are going to have Kelsey back by that time. They're going to have their full slate of weapons. I think Chiefs should easily win this by more than 5.5. And I also really need this to happen too for the Browns' sake.
Well, I got the Bengals beating the Chiefs, bro.
Okay.
I believe that the Bengals can do it. They're going to be at home. They're hungry.
The only thing that can possibly hurt it is I don't know where the Chiefs are in the standings necessarily at this moment.
They're first.
Are they first in the AFC?
Yes.
They're first in the entire AFC. They're 11-4. They are first. So
I think that this is an upset. I'm with Izzy, dude. Mega upset. I believe the Bengals beat the Chiefs at home. Okay. They're the better team in your division. They're better than all of you. And I'm sorry.
They're not better than
yes, they are.
They're not better than a healthy Browns team. We stopped the shit out of them.
Dude, a healthy Browns team is still only as good as their quarterback. And I told you, Baker is not the guy. He's not the guy.
We stopped the ever-loving shit out of them when we played them. At their house. A healthy Browns team is much better than the Bengals. They just are. If the Browns don't make the playoffs, they'll be the
I'm sorry,
best
I disagree.
Playoffs.
You have Myles Garrett and you have Nick Chubb.
We have a ton of other people too.
You have a ton of other people, but those are the only people that stand out to me.
Denzel Ward.
Great.
Greg Newsome. Jeremiah Wilson-Noah. Arguably, there's an argument to be made with Mike Parsons.
And yet you amp this team up, and you guys are barely fucking making a push. Barely. You need the sea to part to make the playoffs.
At some point in time, injuries do matter.
Oh, don't come to me about fucking injuries. I know injuries better than anybody in this motherfucking team.
At some point in time, injuries do matter.
This should not be an SF. We are constantly injured, bro.
John, the 49ers haven't really been that much injured this year.
Oh my God. No. They're
not even close. You can't even touch the Browns this year. They've had so much
this year, the Niners, we lost Jason Verrett week 1. We lost Raheem Mostert.
Okay.
Okay, but I'm saying it's been worse. It's been worse. Yes, Elijah Mitchell is, whatever, bro. We're not as banged up as we were, but I'm telling you right now, with a healthy secondary, this team, not 8-7.
When's the last time you guys had to
Mike McGlinchey, we got the right. Yes, Mike McGlinchey's been out.
When's the last time you had to start your third? Mike McGlinchey is not nearly as important as Jack Conklin is. Mike McGlinchey is not nearly as important as Jedrick Wills is. We had both those guys injured. We had both those guys on the shelf for the last 2 weeks.
All right. That's in respect to your team. But yes, as a matter of fact, Mike McGlinchey plays a big role in the 49ers run game defense. He kind of
sucks.
The run game. Listen, bro. Listen, our offense runs better when McGlinchey's there.
All right. And even last year, you bitch about all those injuries last year. The Browns were just as injured last year.
Last year was a fucking shit show. I don't even want to go there, bro.
The Browns were just as injured last year.
We were tested during the 2019 Super Bowl run. I think our team was tested very well. I think we were down to the studs in some positions, but we still made it. But I'm saying Don't tell me that I don't fucking know injuries, because the Niners have suffered injuries.
Did I ever say that you don't know injuries? I'm just saying at some point in time, injuries have to happen. At some point in time, those have to matter. You know, you're starting your number one quarterback, the guy who, he's your number one for a reason, whether or not you think he's good or not, has a torn labrum, is playing with it for the whole season. That's an injury that is going to have surgery at some point in time to fix. Like, you can't fix that. It doesn't heal on its own. He has to have surgery at some point in time to fix it. So otherwise you play through it. Chubb was hurt for a decent amount of time. Hunt's been hurt the majority of the season. Jack Conklin's been hurt the majority of the season. Jedrick Wills was hurt the majority of the season. All
right, bro. Cry me a fucking river, dude. Next man up. What do you want from me?
Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is injured.
It's a 53-man roster, bro.
Yeah.
Cry me a fucking river.
If you don't have your starting core, you don't win. But fortunately, the Chiefs get to play the Bengals, and I think the Chiefs are going to beat the Bengals. And then the next week, the Browns should beat the Bengals because they're better.
No.
Yes.
You're not better.
Yes.
No.
Just like we fucked them up when we played them.
Mixon has had just as good of a season as Chubb.
I don't give a shit what Mixon does. He's not better than Chubb.
Well, I mean, you're talking about your run game and Conklin. Bro, the Bengals are a better team than you.
No, they're not.
Maybe not on paper, but they are a better team.
We destroyed them when we played them at their house.
That was one time.
We've destroyed them.
I believe you split. Year. I believe you split.
Okay, we'll see. I mean, there's always a chance. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think the Browns will handle them. They should handle them. I'm more worried about the Steelers than I am the Bengals, actually.
Why?
Because we go to Pittsburgh, and for some reason the Browns have a tendency of shitting the bed against the Steelers.
I don't know if you noticed this, though, but the Browns tend to shit the bed against all of their division opponents.
No, they've beat the Bengals the majority of the time over the last 2-3 years.
I don't care about the fucking past. I want to know about this year. Year. You're trying to make the playoffs now.
You're making the argument that they shit the bed against the division opponents. I say the last 3 years they fucking own the Bengals, and you say you don't get
this year, bro.
I don't even know what you're saying.
You know what? You know what the beauty of this is? The beauty of this is I'm taking you out. I should no. My argument is that you're not as good as your division opponents.
You're making a historical
because you know what? As a matter of fact, the Bengals. Yeah, take a sip of your fucking Bush Apple before you have a coronary. Look,
I'm just saying you're making a historical statement and then you don't want to look at the history.
I didn't say historically the Browns suck versus their division opponents. I'm
telling you.
I'm talking about this season.
The last 3 years.
I don't care about the last
including this year.
I don't care about the last 2 years.
Including this year. The one time they played them, they fucked them up.
At the end of the day, the Bengals have a better record than you.
They do.
And that's all that matters right now.
Not much better.
But better. They're in a better position than you.
We'll see after week 18 who has
Tony says that John Morant beat the Lakers by himself tonight. Can't wait till we start diving into the NBA on the locker room rant. I absolutely cannot wait myself. And you know what? As a matter of fact, while we're going to talk just a tidbit, Ricky Rubio hurt himself. I don't know the extent of his injury. Do you?
Torn ACL.
Motherfucker. God damn it, bro. I kind of knew it, dude. It was a non-contact injury.
That news, John.
I avoided it at all costs. I didn't even pay attention to it today. I didn't even want to. I didn't even check.
I just looked at it on my phone.
I avoided it. I kind of knew it though, man. It was a non-contact injury. All right. I still believe that the Bengals beat the Chiefs. That's all that we're going to say. Moving on. Jags versus the Patriots. Patriots 15.5. Who do you got?
Patriots are going to destroy them.
Yeah, it's not.
And I'm going to have them to cover. No James Robinson, no thanks.
Look, I got the Patriots covering, and then some.
John hates Bickerstaff just like he hates Jimmy G. We won't give him any credit when
No. Before you give Bickerstaff all the fucking cloud and you give him his flowers, let me tell you something, pal. That is a veteran up. That team is rolling. The Caps are rolling because of their veteran presence. That's what they're doing.
Kevin Love.
Ricky Rubio is literally the most consistent on the court.
Kevin Love coming in big. Look, veteran leadership. Leadership, great per minute basis. Kevin Love killing it this year.
Yes. Izzy, I saw Frank Gore fight. It was entertaining, right? I kind of believe that, like, so it was kind of, I think Frank needed to train just a little bit more. I think he was exhausted. I think he burned himself out. But it was pretty good. He landed some good ones. I thought so. He almost got shoved out of the ring and nearly thrown out. But it was fun. It was fun to see him. I saw those Niner colors. I saw him sporting the colors. That was pretty cool. But at the end of the day, I kind of agree with Vince. It was pretty butt. It was ugly. But I loved it. I thought he had all the heart. I think he tried. I think he put it all out there. But at his age right now, boxing just ain't it, man. Hell no. Listen, go back home. Stay ready, because he still has more in the tank to run the football than he does to box, in my opinion.
Nah. Do you pick the
Jags? No, Tony.
Jags
Bickerstaff, not coach of the year. We're not going there. You know how I feel about Bickerstaff. I'm not a fan. It is what it is. Yes, Vince, it was fucking terrible.
Who do you pick to win that game? Do you pick the cover or not?
Oh yeah, I have the Patriots to cover and then some.
Okay.
Your favorite sea creature versus the Titans.
I keep waiting for this. I'm so used to the noise coming.
I know, bro. I should listen. I got to figure out how to use this stream deck. I'm so upset. Look, for those of you watching right now, I tried for about 35 minutes to get this goddamn stream deck to work for this episode because I knew that I needed some sound effects to drown out this motherfucker. But at the end of the day, it ended up about as useless as a $2 bill.
Actually, we should have broadcasted John trying to figure it out, because that would have been more interesting than anything we've been seeing, than anything you guys have been seeing from us. That was pure enjoyment for me.
Yeah, I bet.
Buffet
right. Dolphins Titans.
A buffet
Dolphins Titans
coming from John's mouth.
Come on, Dolphins Titans. God damn it!
I hope it doesn't happen, but I think the Dolphins are going to win.
Yeah,
because I'm not necessarily a big believer in the Titans. I think the Dolphins actually have a pretty good team, and I think they're actually gelling.
Did you watch AJ Brown? I mean, don't look at the secondary in San Francisco right now. Dolphins? That wasn't a very good example of
Did you watch the Dolphins and how they absolutely dominated that game? Granted, Ian Book was the quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, but
are you fucking serious right now?
Yeah.
You're going to sit here and tell me that the Dolphins wowed you versus a New Orleans team that had like 20 guys out on COVID, bro? You were wowed by that?
I mean, I'm not wowed by that, but they've been playing good other weeks too.
You know what? Pull up their victories. Let's see.
Okay.
Because I'm going to tell you straight up right now, I do not, under any circumstance, give the flowers to the Dolphins.
Miami.
I have the Titans winning this.
Miami is 8-7. They beat the Saints. They beat the Jets. They beat the Giants. Granted, all those are shitty. They beat the Panthers. Granted, shitty. They beat the Jets. Shitty. Granted. They beat the Ravens. And they did beat the Ravens. They fucked up the Ravens.
Woo! Wow! Fantastic.
Well, everyone like to consider the Ravens as the cream.
They beat the Jets twice. They beat the Giants twice. They beat Carolina. They beat up a COVID-stricken New Orleans team, bro. Come on, Nick. Don't tell me this shit. Tua sucks.
I mean, it's not all about Tua. First of all, does he suck? No, I don't think he sucks. I think he's adequate.
I think
he's in that branch of Jimmy.
I think Tua's a backup quarterback. I think Tua's a backup quarterback.
I don't think Tua's that much worse than Tannehill is. I think Tua's okay.
Tannehill is better than Tua. Okay, there's not even an argument there, bro.
Okay, well, that's your opinion.
Or put it to the chat. Is Tannehill better than Tua?
Here's the thing: you could put it to the chat. That being said,
who else am I going to put it to? It's you, me, and 6 others.
I don't necessarily have to listen to what the chat says.
Well,
the chat's not going to influence my opinion.
God, you're such an asshole. God, you are such a dick. Vince says yes. Yes, what, Vince? Yes, that Tannehill is better than Tua? Yes, Nick. I mean, come on, bro.
But
you can't be serious.
Is the Titans' defense better than the Miami defense? I don't know if it is. I don't think it is. Without Derrick Henry, do the Titans have a better run game than the Dolphins do? I don't think they do.
I think so. I think that the Titans win this game. I don't think they cover, but I believe they win.
You don't think they
and I believe that Tannehill. I believe that Tannehill is better than Tua. Huh?
Do you think it's going to be 3 points or less?
Yeah, I believe the Titans win this by a field goal.
Okay.
And maybe more. Maybe AJ Brown just dominates that fucking secondary.
I mean, the Dolphins have one of the best cornerbacks in the league.
We'll see.
Okay.
Let's move on.
I say the Dolphins win. You say the Titans cover. You say the Titans don't cover but win.
Correct.
All right.
Rams -3.5 versus the Ravens at home.
I think Rams definitely cover.
Is Huntley still starting for Baltimore?
I can't think. I'd have to think Lamar is going to be back for this game, but I'm not 100% sure. But even if Lamar's back, I don't think it's going to matter all that much. I think teams have figured out how to play Lamar.
It fucking took him long enough.
Yeah, because I've been saying it for years. I've been saying how to play Lamar for years, but I'm not a defensive coordinator. Apparently, it took the defensive coordinator of the Miami Dolphins to realize, hey, you know what? Maybe we should just rush this guy and make him make decisions and see what happens. That's why I told you I'm smarter than most coaches.
Okay, dude, I got to take you out. You know what? I have to take him out, fam. I can't listen to that nonsense. He's not smarter than most coaches. He's not even smarter than most of their assistants at this point. Look, Rams versus Ravens. Who do you guys got? Tony, I have to sit this one out all by myself because Nick's telling that bullshit story that he thinks he's smarter than coaches, bro. I can't. You're lucky, dude. I could have gone longer, but I just didn't have anything else to say.
John said I'm not even smarter than most assistants, so he is saying that I'm probably smarter than some assistants.
I'll listen. You're a smart guy.
He is conceding that point. I am smarter than
listen.
A fair amount of assistants.
Yes, Izzy, I agree, bro. Greg Roman, I hate him too, but obviously this guy's figured something out, right? I mean, he's had the league fooled for quite some time now, and it took a few coordinators to stop Lamar. I got the Rams all day in this one, bro. They're really making a strong push. They want to win the division. They want to make a Super Bowl run, and they're all in. They are all in. They went all in with everything they've done. Rams win, Cards lose, division wrapped up. Rams might rest stars last week against Niners. Yeah, Vince, you're probably right, bro. Tony says that the Ravens have no secondary at all. Izzy says she hates Greg Roman. I agree.
What did Greg Roman?
Yeah, the Rams. What?
What did Greg Roman ever do to you guys? Like, you guys just fired him. He didn't do anything to you guys.
I just dislike the guy.
Why?
You know, I mean, you know what? I really don't know what he did to me. I'd come to think of it, I cannot remember what he did to me.
Just like Roman, for the sake of disliking Greg Roman.
Izzy has the memory of no other. She can remember. She probably remembers my first steps, and we didn't even know one another. So, you know, ask her; she'll know.
Kyle Shanahan's probably done worse things to you guys than Greg Roman has. Greg Roman stole your girl?
Listen, I cannot remember why I dislike Greg Roman. I cannot remember. I cannot remember outside of the fact he was our offensive coordinator under Harbaugh. I don't remember. I don't know why. I should have probably thought that one through. I don't know what the hell this is or what. I don't know. Are we getting hacked by the Russians right now? Who are these people? What is happening right now? There's a few of these crazy things going on here. Did you notice that? We don't know what's happening right now.
Greg Roman's doing a good job, though. He likes that fade to Cooper Kupp.
Look, you know what? At the end of the day, I don't even remember why I don't like Greg Roman. I don't even give a fuck. I'm just going to stick to my guns. I'm not going to like Greg Roman, okay? That's it.
Greg Roman's done nothing to you.
This is what I think, Nick. This is what I think. This is my response to you. That.
Architect?
That. I don't know what it means. I'm pretty sure they're cussing you out and they hate your guts, and I love it.
All right, do we get our okay? I have the Rams covering.
I do too. Broncos Chargers, bro. -5.5. Who you got?
I would love for the Broncos to win, but I don't think they're going to. So I think the Chargers are probably going to cover.
Did you see what Houston did to the Chargers last week?
Yeah, Houston's another one of those teams that for some reason, like, we give a lot of props to Detroit for playing hard, but Houston plays hard too. Their team's dog shit. And for some reason, I don't know why, they can put it together some points and times, and they can win games against teams that they should not beat. So the Texans are always a little bit of snake in the grass, but I don't think the Chargers are going to get beat, lose a game that they shouldn't lose twice in a row, especially at home.
Fair. Good point. I'll take the Chargers also.
That being said, Mike Williams is injured. So that is a big target for Herbert not to have.
I'm going to take the Chargers, but not to cover.
All right.
And that's our slate of games for week 17, bro. I lied. Hold on a minute. Just relax. Don't get too excited, Gladys. Texans versus the Niners. 49ers minus.
Actually, no. I think we have a lot more, actually.
We do. I lied. I just didn't scroll down. Chill out. Calm yourself. Texans versus the 49ers. Who you got?
We just talked about this. I think
we talked. All right, go.
Yeah, I think the 49ers are going to win. I don't think they're going to cover. But the Texans, like I said, they're a little bit of snake. They're a little bit of a snake in the grass. You never know when they're going to come out amped up with a good game plan and bite you in the ass. But they're
not going to do it twice in a row.
I got the Niners.
I
still think the 49ers are going to win. I just don't think they're going to cover.
Yeah, I got the Niners covering, bro. The Texans aren't going to come out and put a 40 burger up 2 weeks in a row. That being said, Jimmy G's got a grade 3 sprained thumb. And I don't give a shit. I'm sorry that you sprained your thumb, but at the end of the day, you cost this team. And you fucking pissed me off for it. I want Trey Lance versus the Houston Texans. And I'm ready for the Trey era to begin.
I want Trey Lance in this game, and I want him to play against the Texans.
I do. That's what I want. That's what I want. Tony says Texans by 50. That's great.
Texans in a landslide.
I don't know. So Tony, what are you saying? Don't what are you saying? Like click on them like I just got a virus. I should shut off my computer and slap Nick? I don't get it. What's going on? What does that mean? Okay. At the end of the day, Izzy has Texans. Don't trust Kyle. He wants to play that injured. Sorry excuse. If that's the case, if in fact that they let Jimmy play, they're doing a disservice to us because this is bullshit. They said that there was a UCL tear and a fracture in the thumb. Okay? Now, I don't know what the fuck that means. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a doctor. If Lance plays, won't lose. Okay. I just think that Trey Lance gives us the best opportunity to win this game. Period. Jimmy was injured. He threw ducks. He threw things that were uglier than ducks. He threw like buckets of shit to the opponent. So I'm with Jerry. I really want to see Lance. And don't sit there with that fucking smirk on your face because I don't like it. I don't like it. I know what you want. You want nothing more. You want to see. Oh, good. I thought you were going to say something obnoxious.
No, I want nothing more than to see Trey Lance. Because I think what's going to happen is, because you guys have been clamoring for this, I think what's going to happen is you guys aren't going to get the product you think you're going to get. And it's not going to be any fault of Trey Lance. It's not going to be any fault of him. Like I said earlier when I was giving my critique, I don't think he's bad. I don't think he's good. I have not seen anything. I have not seen enough of him to to judge whether he is bad or good. But I do know he's inexperienced, and I do know that matters.
Jimmy's fucking an 8-year veteran and plays like an inexperienced guy.
And I do know you guys are making Trey Lance out to be this next coming of Jesus Christ, and he might probably suck.
You said might and probably.
He might probably suck.
You most certainly suck. You.
I mean,
you're the individual, bro.
And
that's
Trey
bullshit.
Lance, Trey Lance, like in the Arizona game, he'll probably make a throw or two that. Oh my God! Holy shit! That was an amazing throw. He threw across the body down the field. And then he'll get sacked for a 15-yard loss. And he'll run around till one of your offensive linemen hold. And it's a drive killer. And then you guys will hold on to that one throw that he made. But in all actuality, it's going to be much worse of a result than if Jimmy was.
Oh, boy. I'm just gonna get fucking smashed on camera, and I'm gonna hate you for each remaining pick. Okay, look, I said this to you 100 times. I'm not gonna say it again. Shanahan manages the game so that Jimmy succeeds. He literally puts Jimmy in the best possible situation so that he can mask that mother lover's deficiencies. And right now. Yes, coaches should coach to their quarterback's strengths, right?
Job is.
All right. Tom,
that's what every coach does.
Asshole.
That's what every coach does. Every coach. I'm sure Stefanski is trying to coach Baker to his strengths and mask his weaknesses. I think LaFleur is probably going, hey, I don't know what weakness Aaron Rodgers has, but you know what? Whatever it is, I'm going to try and mask.
Apparently,
I think McVay's probably like, yeah, you know what? Maybe there's something Stafford doesn't do as well. We're going to not do that. We're going to do what he really does good.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, the one thing that LaFleur can handle is he can't get Aaron Rodgers to cut his fucking hair. That's about it.
Maybe
that's his deficiency.
Maybe that's a strain. Maybe he's like Sam.
He needs a fucking haircut. He looks like a homeless man running around in a cheesehead uniform. At the end of the day, dude, I believe that Trey Lance can do everything that Jimmy G does. Okay.
I think you're undervaluing the skill set it takes to do what Jimmy G does.
All right, maybe, but at the end of the day, I think that Trey Lance just has more athleticism than Jimmy. Right? He has a stronger arm. I think he's more intelligent. I believe that he can read defenses, and I believe that he can understand the Shanahan offense and potentially execute it.
There's nothing that has ever
pretty well.
There's nothing that has ever been said that says Trey Lance is better at reading a defense than Jimmy Garoppolo is.
Why? Jimmy can't make anything other than he's a one-read quarterback.
There's nothing that has ever been said that has said that Trey Lance is better at reading and improvising on what the defense shows better than Jimmy Garoppolo does.
Why? What does Jimmy do?
What does Trey Lance do?
He tucks it and he runs.
Okay, he's better runner than Jimmy G.
What does Baker do when he can't make his reads? What does he do? He gets flustered. He starts panicking, and he gets sacked.
That's what he's been doing this year.
Jimmy does the same shit. They hold the ball too long. They can't make their progressions. They don't read shit. They just throw picks.
But
That's what they do.
Still has been able to.
Jimmy might get the ball off. Jimmy might get the ball off, but he throws it way up here, way over here, bro.
Jimmy has been effective at running the offense.
So is Baker. Look where they're at. He
hasn't been effective at running the offense.
I don't think Jimmy's been effective at running the offense.
Yes, he has.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be 8-7.
Yes, he has.
Okay.
I'll show it to you.
Well, we lost to the Titans.
Not going to look at the Titans game, but I'll look at the game before. Falcons versus 49ers. Box score. Yeah. 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo, 1 touchdown, 18 of 23, 235 yards. That's terrible. Against the Bengals, who you beat.
I hate when you do this.
Jimmy Garoppolo, 27 of 41, 296 yards, 2 touchdowns. Oh, that sucks. It's only a 103 quarterback rating.
Was that versus the Bengals?
Yeah. Seahawks, they lost against the Seahawks. But he was 20 of 30 for 299 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have 2 picks. But, quarterbacks aren't perfect.
We are 1-6 in games. Hold on there.
Vikings, hey, 20 of 32 for 238 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. So 92.9
take a second to breathe. Rating. Listen, Colin Cowherd, take a second to breathe, okay? In the games that Jimmy throws picks, we are 1-6.
Big fucking deal.
Oh, big fucking deal?
The guy might have a bad game. He's not among the top echelon quarterbacks.
No, because he's not.
But he's a good one.
Decent. Not for me. Not for the Niners.
No, not for you. Ooh. I'm John Vernous. I'll eat Grey Poupon on my sandwiches.
No.
I'm John Vernous.
How about
I eat white truffles all day.
Nick.
I'm John Vernous. I wonder what the poor people are doing. Hey, you take that for Jimmy G?
Let's see, fam. Let's go. Cardinals versus the Cowboys. Who you got? Izzy, tell me who you got. Tony, who you got? I can't listen to Nick anymore. He makes me sick. I'm nauseous. Can you behave? Can you fucking behave? I should leave you out longer, but I just don't like myself blowing up on the screen.
The law set forth by the locker room man is I'm only allowed to be punished in 30-second increments.
Well, I guess you got 25 seconds to go. Izzy, who you got? Cardinals versus the Cowboys. Jerry, give me your prediction, brother. Cardinals versus the Cowboys. Who you got? Tony, please get well, because I can't do this another week with Nick. He's killing me. He's killing me. He's killing the show. God damn it. All right. Cardinals versus the Cowboys. Cowherd, who you got?
I'm going to take the Cowboys to cover. Cardinals have been playing like shit lately. Yeah, I think the Cowboys are starting to hit a stride. I think they'll be able to cover against the Cardinals.
I'm going to take the Cowboys, and I'm going to take them to cover. I believe they put up a great game. I can't stand the Cardinals. I absolutely can't stand Kyler Murray. Bothers me. I'm not a fan. So I'm taking the Cowboys to cover at home. This is going to be a pretty good game, but I'm going to take the Cowboys, bro. Right. Tony's got the Cowboys. Jerry's taking the Cardinals. Izzy, who you got? Cowboys destroy them hands down. Okay. Want to move on? Let's move on. Panthers, Saints. Now, I need the Panthers to beat the Saints. I really would like this to happen, just because I need it to happen for the sake of my Niners and the playoff picture. Who you got? Saints minus 6.5.
I gotta take the Saints. Is what's his face gonna be back?
Taysom Hill?
Yeah.
I don't know.
If Hill plays,
I believe he was in COVID protocol, right? Along with the 15, 16 others.
I gotta think Hill plays, and I'll take the Saints to cover.
I'm gonna take the Panthers.
Okay. That's all I got to say about that.
Panthers are trash, though. John talks. Sam Darnold might play or be sprinkled in. Fuck.
He did play a little last week.
I mean, the Saints look like fucking hot garbage. They really look terrible.
That is with Ian Book at quarterback, though.
And I know they were devastated by COVID. So I don't know. I still am going to pick the Panthers just because I need them. I need them to win. I want them to win. I'm taking them because I want them to win.
You're going with your heart and not your head.
I'm going with my heart, bro. Going with my heart.
Your black heart.
Shut up. Lions versus Seahawks. You already know my pick. We're not even going to go there. This is my next pick.
I'm going to take the Seahawks to win, but not to cover. You know what? No, I'm going to change that. I'm going to take the Seahawks to cover. It's at home. It's hard. Seattle's always a hard place to go.
Yeah, when they're winning.
It's a hard place to go whenever.
Yeah, might be some empty seats. I'm taking the Lions. I told you, I'm taking the Lions from here on out.
Okay.
Vikings, Packers.
Packers at home. I think Packers are gonna cover.
Looks like Jerry's taking the Lions. Izzy's taking the Lions. And Jerry says, fuck the Hawks. Who do you take? You're taking the Packers to cover?
Yeah, I'm taking Packers to cover at home.
This is a division game. I'm going to take the Packers, but not to cover.
Okay.
This is a hard one for Izzy because she fucking hates the Packers, and for her own reasons. But Vikes sweep the cheesehead, she says. So I hope you're right, Izzy. Jerry's taking the Vikings also, bro. All right. Last game of the slate, bro. Your Brownies versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yep. -3.
I'm going to take the Browns to win. I'm going to take it to cover because I don't think it's going to come down to a field goal. I just think the Browns are better. The Steelers are also a little banged up as well, and I don't think they can handle being banged up as well as the Browns can. I think the TJ Watt, their most important player on defense, is injured. I think Hayward's a little banged up. I think the Browns are going to be able to handle business. They're getting mostly healthy. So,
what weapons are you most afraid of from Pittsburgh?
Not really afraid of any weapons on Pittsburgh.
TJ Watt?
Well, I mean, if TJ Watt's healthy, he's always going to be a concern. But he's banged up right now. He's questionable to play. He has broken ribs. I mean, you know how bad that's got to be to play with.
Yeah, I don't foresee a big game if he's out. He probably doesn't, dude.
He says he's going to play, but I mean, players try to play with injuries all the time, and it doesn't work out a lot.
I'm not going to
playing with broken ribs. I don't know.
I'm not going to count on it. Izzy says the Steelers destroy the Browns, calling a big game for Najee Harris, and Jerry also takes the Steelers. I believe that the Browns can beat the Steelers at home, but I'm not going to take them to cover. You guys always I feel like you guys go into the fourth quarter with 2 minutes and you're up by 1 or you're down by 1 or 2. It's weird. There's a safety in a Browns Steelers game. I feel like once in a while. I don't know. I'm going to take the Browns, but not to cover. Something strange happens in this game. It's always weird. So weird. This is a rivalry game. It's a big game, and I'm pulling for you guys.
The next 2 games are do or die for the Browns, so they can't leave anything on the field.
I mean, I don't know, dude. Here's the thing. Ben either starts the game slow or he finishes, strong, right? And everything in between is kind of I don't know. How do you see this game play out? Do you see the Browns come out strong, or do you see them go 3 and out twice before
the problem with the Browns against the Steelers is the Browns don't always come out strong, and that's happened in both in this year and last year's first game. They came out flat. And the Steelers always come out strong. They always play hard. And they crushed us those first 2 games. They didn't crush us this year, but they kind of did. They if you watch that game, they were just totally the more physical team. But then in the last 2 games of last year, the Browns were the more physical team because I think they had stuff to play for. And I think that should be how this game plays out. The Browns should come out. They should know they have to win, and they should be the more physical team. I'd be shocked if that didn't happen, but it's not out of the question because the Browns have been flat this year at times.
Here's what bothers me about this. You say that the Browns are a better team than the Bengals.
Yeah.
But you struggle versus the Steelers, right? And I believe that the Bengals are a better team than the Steelers.
Yes. But there's like some
you're saying that Tomlin has the Browns number.
When you get your ass kicked day in, day out, when the Browns were bad, they were still beating the Steelers. I mean, when the Browns were bad, they were still beating the Bengals. Bengals beat them more than they got beat, but they were still.
The Bengals were a fucking dumpster fire. That was the forever, dude.
That was the most competitive team we played in the division by far. I mean, the Ravens shit on us more times than not, and the Steelers shit on us for like 20 straight seasons. But the Bengals were always a team that we thought we could beat. And
I don't know.
I feel like that stigma is still in their head where, we have like the Steelers, man, that's still the game that we're looking at. And sometimes they can rise up or sometimes they can rise down or sometimes they play way down. But the Bengals, there's not that stigma that they think, oh, we can't beat the Bengals. The Bengals are the Bengals,
The Bengals were trash for a long time.
Yeah. The Browns were trash for a long time. Probably a lot longer than the Bengals were.
It was really not a like you cater to those victories like they were like you defeated Goliath. Like the Bengals were shit. You should have beat the Bengals. You should have always beat the Bengals.
Sure.
But for some reason, this game right here, the Steelers, Browns, I don't know, bro. It reminds me of Niners Seattle. And I believe the Browns can do it. But for some reason, Tomlin, I don't know, bro. He's got your number. And it doesn't matter who the fucking coach is.
Well, because at some point in time, you have to, at some point, like talent matters, but at some point in time, your guys have to play hard. And for some reason, against the Steelers, the 2 games they didn't play, actually, there were 3 games they didn't play hard this year. The 3 games they didn't play hard were against the Patriots, were against the Cardinals, and were against the Steelers.
Why?
They didn't play hard those 3 games. I don't know. I'm not in that locker room. I don't know why they didn't play.
You know what you told me? You know what you told me time and time again?
What?
You know what you told me time and time again?
What?
The one thing that the Steelers do to the Browns is they blitz. They blitz the shit out of them. Now the Steelers have blitzed. That's their identity.
Yeah.
Defensively, the Steelers are known for blitzing the fucking shit out of teams.
Yeah.
And it's the one thing that the Browns don't do enough of.
Mm-hmm.
They do not blitz enough. Mm-hmm. And they have the weapons to do it. But at the end of the day, I believe that the reason why the Browns struggle with the Steelers is because Tomlin knows that you do not blitz enough, and he will blitz them constantly. And I think that's predominantly why you guys start out so slow.
Tomlin plays his game. Tomlin's not going to play your game. Tomlin's going to play his game, and whether or not he has the talent, whether or not the talent is amazing to do that, or whether or not he has to improvise or use less talent, he's still going to play his game.
You know what? I respect him for it. I like Tomlin. He's one of my favorite coaches in the league. So I've said that for years.
He's going to do what he does. You're not going to dictate how he plays the game. Whether or not that's going to be successful is to be determined. Sometimes he just doesn't have the talent. I believe this is the year. This is one of those years that he doesn't quite have the talent to be successful. But
no. Hold on. You're right though. He won Coach of the Year in a season where his team was dominated by injuries, right? And
when did he win Coach of the Year? Did he win Coach of the Year last year?
I think it was 2019. I could be wrong. It might have been.
I know he was up for Coach of the Year last year.
No, I think he got it. In 2019. I could be wrong. Wasn't that when Myles Garrett went crazy and hit dude with the helmet?
He may have won it then. I don't know for sure, but he may have won it.
I think Tomlin won Coach of the Year in 2019. Nonetheless, the reason Okay, so it was Harbaugh and Greg Roman. Didn't Tomlin win Coach of the Year in the last few years, though?
I don't know.
Okay. Regardless, my point is that he does play his game. And I think that's why he is successful when he does it. But honestly, look, I'm going to take the Browns to beat the Steelers. I'm not going to take them to cover.
Okay.
Call me crazy. It could be fun. I could be wrong. And who cares, really? Honestly, who gives a fuck what I think?
All right.
Do we have a would you rather? Did
No.
Tony make a suggestion for a would you rather?
No, I don't think so.
I think he did.
I think we should talk about one more topic and end it.
All right.
There's been a lot of chatter. And all this and chatter usually comes from the camp of this villain that I can't stand. There's been a lot of chatter about LeBron James wanting to come back to Cleveland. What a piece of crap.
What? Oh, I know.
Shit.
All right. It's speculation, bro. I don't know if there's any weight. I don't know if it holds any weight, bro. Let's
listen. LeBron James has a camp. They know how to spin the media. Definitely body.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me, bro? Dude,
he's not really that great at football. Like he's good, but
yes,
that body makes you money after.
I agree, bro. I agree. That's not even a question. Go on, Nick. I know where you're going with this.
But yeah, so his team has the ability to spin the media any way he does. None of this comes out if LeBron James' team, which is a extension of LeBron James himself, doesn't say this stuff or doesn't want this to come out.
What are you trying to say? This is speculative, dude.
He knows the Lakers aren't going anywhere. He knows they never will go anywhere at this point in time. And he wants back in Cleveland because he sees, they have a little bit of talent now. Where they didn't have talent in the years previous, they have a little bit of talent now. Evan Mobley is a very good young player.
Jared Allen.
Jared Allen's a good defensive presence in the center position, good rebounder.
Colin Sexton. Yes.
Yeah, Colin Sexton. Colin Sexton is a nice complementary scoring guard. I see.
You can argue about Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah, they got Lauri Markkanen too. They got a couple pieces. And they've been successful, and LeBron James is looking at that, and he's like, I don't like Cleveland winning without me. Cleveland shouldn't win without me. That's not right. I'm Cleveland. I'm the one who should bring everything to Cleveland. Cleveland should still have their freaking poster of me going like this.
Relax. I do believe it's a little bit shady, okay? But nothing is set in stone, bro. There's no one has any. I don't know that means anything. Okay, you
want to know what would happen? They'd get LeBron, and LeBron would want to form another super team and he'd want to just keep.
Listen. Take your bias aside, bro. Hold on. Wait. Hold your thought. Maybe, just maybe. Okay, this is purely just. This is just. Let's just say. Did he learn his lesson?
No. LeBron doesn't learn lessons.
Listen, I need you to play devil's advocate, but not with this hatred fucking mentality, bro.
Well, I'm just saying, LeBron doesn't learn lessons. LeBron James and people like LeBron James don't learn lessons.
I'm just trying to say, so what does LeBron gain? What does he gain by coming to Cleveland and blowing up that young squad? To what? To surround himself with a bunch of old heads that are what? You're gonna bring some washed up talent to Cleveland?
He'll blow up the team.
Nobody wanted to come to Cleveland when he was trying to get them to come to Cleveland.
Yes, they would have.
No, they didn't.
There was an old story that Trevor Ariza was going to come to the Cavs. Now, Trevor Ariza, you might think Trevor Ariza, who the fuck's Trevor Ariza? No, but Trevor Ariza back in the day, this is before he went to Miami. Trevor Ariza back in the day was a pretty good role-playing 3-and-D guy, a guy who the Cavs could have used. And, LeBron James was saying, hey, you know what? I got you, man. I got you. You come here. I got you, man. And LeBron James was supposed to pick him up from the airport and left him there. And Trevor Ariza said, I'm not going to that team. Fuck LeBron. I'm not going.
Izzy asked a good question. And here's the thing is.
So did Unchuck Bob. He said Vor Red.
I listen. I'm
Vor Red.
I'm certain that these are cuss words and people don't like you. That's all that matters to me. And I love it. Tony says don't click on it because I probably just sold my soul to the dark net, but whatever. Look. So Izzy asks, on a scale from 1 to 10, how pissed would I be if he became a Cav again? Here's the thing. If he came back to Cleveland, there's no guarantee that management would even bring him back. I don't know. Because there's speculation that his relationship with the front office was never very good. But it sells tickets. Right? You're going to put 22,000 people in those seats every night. So if LeBron came by himself with these pieces, now I don't know what we've got to give up, so to speak, to get LeBron to come back. I don't know what the contract in Los Angeles is, but if LeBron came back to play with these young fellas now, I don't know how pissed I'd be, Izzy. I honestly don't know if I would be pissed at all. I saw earlier that you said, so what you're saying is it's like Richard Sherman trying to jump on a playoff contender. I don't know. I don't know if I blame Richard Sherman at this point. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I fault him for that because I like Richard Sherman. I have no ill will. I don't think he's really done anything to really put himself in the crosshairs of, outside of football. He fucked up. I don't give a shit. That's, I don't know where he is now mentally. I hope that he has, I hope that him, his wife, and his family have fixed whatever the hell caused all that. But other than that, I really don't have any hatred for Richard Sherman. But I don't really hate the thought of LeBron coming back to Cleveland either. I don't think that it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt the team unless he wants to surround himself with a bunch of washed up veterans. I'm not good with it. So no,
he's
keep your ass in Los Angeles.
What he's going to do is he's going to pick one player who's very good, and he's going to essentially sell the youth of the Cavs. He'll probably sell like Sexton, Garland, maybe a Markkanen, and he'll keep Mobley.
Markkanen, buy. Markkanen, buy.
He'll keep Mobley. He'll keep. That might be all he keeps. He might keep Mobley, and that's it. But everyone else will be expendable.
Stay away.
Everyone else will be expendable because LeBron James is going. If he comes to the Cavs, he'll want to dictate what the Cavs do, and he'll use that "I sell tickets" bullshit. He'll use that "I sell tickets" bullshit as a reason.
Okay, but you know it as well as I do. Is that sales prevail?
It shouldn't. I don't give a shit about sales.
I don't, dude. I'm talking about from a business perspective.
Win games and see if your sales go up.
Oh, they don't win games. They don't win games.
They're winning.
Tell me right now that with the addition of LeBron James on that team right now, they are not a favorite to win the East.
I don't know if they're a favorite to win the East, even with LeBron. But you know what? Right now, last I checked, they were in the 4th in the power standings in the NBA.
I don't think he's a hard guy. He's a hard guy to dislike. I like Kevin Love. I've always liked Kevin Love. What I disliked about Kevin Love was his ability to stay healthy. Much like Jimmy G, Kevin Love could not stay healthy. But this season he's done a pretty good job of remaining pretty healthy. So, again, it's not dislike. I was a little harsh. I was harsh. Didn't the Browns fans have an 0-16 parade? How is that winning above all mentality?
I wasn't in favor of the 0-16 parade.
I wasn't either. I thought that was pretty fucking ridiculous.
But when you get beat so long, when the dog gets beat so long, he becomes submissive and not a good dog.
So what you're saying is you would never be for LeBron coming back to Cleveland. I mean, take your bias aside. You don't like it. I know you do.
I mean, I don't care if he comes back to Cleveland because I'm not a Cavs.
I'm talking about how do you see that resonating in the Cleveland as a
Cavs
organization?
I think Cavs fans will be all for it because they can't get past the glory days of LeBron.
Okay, LeBron. Nick. I mean, what do you want them to do? Okay, so time out. So what do you expect them to do? Fucking crawl up into a corner and sob themselves to sleep every night because their team sucks?
Hey, LeBron, you can't come back.
I mean, look, there's a chance that
without you, buddy. Sorry.
And listen,
thanks for the chip. Adios.
There's a chance that they want nothing to do with it. Whatever the headlines are, whatever the speculation is, there's a damn good chance that the front office doesn't want anything to do with it. There's a good chance.
We'll see.
All right. You want to wrap this up? Final thoughts?
That kind of was my final thought.
You don't want any final thoughts over the Browns?
I mean, I said what I was going to say over the Browns. I think they can still win the North. I think it's actually a pretty good possibility they win the North. The things that they need to happen, I believe, are probable to happen. It's not 100%. It's probably not 75%, but I think it's at least above 50% that those two things are going to happen. That the Rams beat the Ravens and that the Chiefs beat the Bengals. And after that, the Browns have to handle their own business. I mean, it is what it is. I think they have a good enough team to do it. I think they're healthy. I think even though Baker's not necessarily playing very good, I think that they can win without him necessarily playing good, just as long as he doesn't turn the ball over 4 freaking times. Hand the ball off to Chubb, hand the ball off to Hunt, let them do what they do.
Izzy doesn't think you're making the playoffs, let alone getting the North. I'm going to agree.
Well, that's the thing. I think their only real possibility of getting there is winning the North.
But you need so much more to happen to make that a reality, and I just don't think the chips fall in your favor.
No, those are the only things that need to happen.
Okay.
What I told you are the only things that need to happen. If the Bengals lose to the Rams, if the Bengals lose to the Chiefs, if the Ravens lose to the Rams or the Steelers, and the Browns win out, they win the North. It's that
Okay.
Is that cut and dry.
All right. I personally don't have the Bengals losing to the Chiefs. I think they upset the Chiefs, and I believe that they pull one out at home.
Okay.
All right, bro. My final thoughts. I really want Trey Lance. I hope that he gets his opportunity, but time will tell. I really need Carolina to put forth the effort into beating New Orleans. I need that to happen. And I want my Niners to make the playoffs. I don't know what will come of it, but I'd like a fresh start of a 0-0 record in the playoffs. I'd really like to see how far we can go. If Trey Lance plays and beats Houston, and he does a phenomenal job of it, I hope. But that's all I got right now is hope. So, fam, I appreciate you all. Nick and I can't thank you enough for sticking out almost 2 hours, probably 56 minutes too long. We had a good time. Tony, we miss you, brother. Get well. And thanks for checking us out. Till next time. Take care, fam. Later.
Peace.